Hey, everybody, welcome back. HSC Podcast. Big Buck Steve on the mic, Big Smooth, and Fresh Wes. All right, so coming off of March Madness, we start off with our March Madness wrap up in our sports segment, and we're going to get to NBA playoffs and start of the MLB season. But before we move on to things that are starting new, let's talk about something that just finished and not the best March Madness for us. As opposed to a lot of years where we were doing pretty well. What do we attribute to that?
Uh, the downfall of society that we can't predict. So it's pretty simple right there.
Right, right, yeah. Can we go a little more granular though with like the
Well,
tournament?
I mean, again, it's I do think NIL's changed, made everything more top heavy. So I think the team they're not big of a difference when you start getting to the Sweet 16. So getting to the Sweet 16, I did pretty well in most of my brackets. It was beyond that.
Right.
Because you could like win almost all your games or lose almost all your games.
In the Sweet 16, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on.
That
So
was tough on a lot of people, right? The Sweet 16 busted a lot of brackets. So did, the Duke losing too. So that really killed some people,
Mhm.
particularly me. So I'm not super happy about that one. But I mean, I still was in the top, in 90 percentile something, 95 or whatever. But Michigan helped me out because I had them in the championship. But the killer for me was Florida. They busted me pretty good just by not getting to the Final Four.
Yeah, I have really nothing to say. I sucked so bad. It was like the worst ever. I mean, it was so bad.
This is the time you get to make the excuses.
I mean, there is none. I mean, it was just,
I
I was completely wrong. I mean, Florida choked big time. I thought St. John's would beat Duke, but Duke pulled that out. I didn't believe in Duke. I knew that much.
Yeah. So there's a positive, right?
Yeah. But I didn't believe in Michigan either, so that's my negative because I didn't have them.
Well, let's talk about Michigan. Let's talk about the game, and then we can, move on from March Madness. It wasn't the greatest year, but at least I had one of the final two. So, did you guys both watch the game or no?
I watched the game.
I watched
Tried,
some of it. It was really
Yeah,
hard to watch.
it was the beginning was really hard to watch. Like
yeah.
they didn't start off looking so great on either side. I mean, Lennon just throwing up bricks all game.
Cara- Caravan, dude, stop shooting threes.
No,
So,
nobody hit threes. Like even Michigan, like Lindeberg was 0 for 5. Cadu was 1 for 4. And McKinney was 1 for 4. And then Burnett was 0 for 2. Like, and this is a team that but people said like UConn, the thing about them is they'll get in your face, and that's what they did. They played
yeah,
smart, they played hard. They just didn't have enough gas in the end. They had enough
yeah.
offense.
When
They
they
just
when
didn't
they
have
got
the
down,
refs on their side.
Yeah,
they didn't have what?
true.
Well, the refs, dude, it was like a
Oh,
total one-sided on the calls. They punished the team that played harder defensively.
interesting. The part most of the second half, I believe, was called pretty tight both ways. I could see where you could get some of that though.
Well, the flagrant foul,
Yeah,
ridiculous.
but you don't. I mean, I don't know the stats on this, but you going 2 for 15 and shooting 13% from the 3-point line.
Yeah,
How many games you winning usually?
No, they're not a lot. And I think that's why you kind of look at it in a way, and I don't know why if it's NIL or what, but this was like a really bad game.
Yeah.
And is this like the worst national championship game?
Well, I guess you win when your opponent shoots 31% from the floor, right?
And it's not all defense. They were missing some wide open shots.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it was pretty rough watching them, especially Lindenborg. He was having such a tough game. Luckily, he came in the end and scored some points, and they were already
Oh,
winning though.
dude,
They needed
like
him.
Mullins 4 for 17, Ball 4 for 10, Demary 1 for 4, Terrace Reed 4 for 12, Alex Caravan 5 for 14. That's hideous.
Well,
Hideous.
that's basketball in 2026.
Those are field goals. Those are 3-pointers. Like,
Yeah, but a
really?
lot of them were 3-point
They
shots.
shot 33 3-pointers.
Yeah, and if you chuck up a bunch of threes and you miss, then it's going to be a bad game. And they both were chucking up threes and missing.
Right. But I think UConn had a reason to do it. Michigan didn't. UConn's reason is Michigan's huge. Their size is incredible. And you're gonna even with Terrace Reed had so much trouble in the paint with the big guy, what Cara was his name is, and their defense, right? So UConn had no choice, but Michigan, you didn't use their size. They didn't take care of the ball. They were taking 15 threes when they should have just been going inside.
Right. What? Yeah, Michigan was 2 of 15 and UConn was 9 of 33.
Yeah.
It
No,
was horrible.
33 is so many.
The game was so bad that half the crowd left like at halftime. Oh, wait a minute. They weren't there in the first place. I've never seen a more empty national championship game ever. Half the stadium was empty.
We're gonna need
That
to
was
fact check
unbelievable.
that, Wes. We're gonna fact check that one. Where's Jamie?
Let's do it.
This is
Get Brooklyn, get her on her phone.
this is how bad it was. 9 assists for UConn, 7 assists for Michigan. That's it.
Yeah.
Team assists.
Nobody's passing the ball. Everybody's just shooting.
No, two-man
Makes
lead.
for a fun game. Yeah, I wasn't super thrilled about it. It's still fun to watch for me. UConn made a little run there at the end, and if you look at that last layup that they missed, right, when they got the steal, they could have cut it to 4, and they missed the layup, and then they go back and Michigan gets a 3, and all of a sudden it's like a 9-point game or whatever. But UConn was making their way back before that play. And that was getting ready to be exciting.
That was the only good thing about the game. It was like the game was over, and Connecticut didn't give up, and they made it interesting. And it was physical at the end, which I like that in a sense because it's just like you don't see that anymore, the physicality.
Yeah.
But it was just so sloppy.
UConn had 4 fast break points. Michigan had 2.
Jeez.
Horrible.
So we dribble down the court really slow and shoot a 3. That's the strategy?
Pretty much, because if you look at it, it wasn't deep. I mean, each team had 10 turnovers. That was it. UConn got 8 points off of turnovers. Michigan got 4. So it wasn't like it was this amazing defensive, battle. It was just they couldn't make a shot.
So basically my theory about maybe running the 4 corners and winning a national championship might work.
Yeah, apparently. And I'm going to have to now shoot a retake video of me saying college basketball is one of the most exciting sports to watch to the championship because this was not exciting. It was fun to watch, and I'm happy Michigan won. Michigan hasn't won in a long time, right?
1989.
Yeah.
So that's great for them. UConn, you had enough wins. Like, let somebody else win.
Enough. I didn't want to see 3 out of 4. I don't want to see that. It needs some different
What was that Caravan stat? Did you see his stat on national championships? This would have been like his 3rd out of 4 years.
Yeah. It would have been his 3rd. There's no way Caravan should ever have 3 national championships. Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Walton. Not Magic Johnson only had one. Come on,
Wow.
dude.
All right. So congratulations, Michigan. Time to move on. And we'll stay within the basketball theme. It's just NBA time, wrapping up the last few games of the regular season, going into the playoffs. And man, I've never disliked the play-in more than I do this year. I don't know what it is, but I'm just despising the play-in. What do you guys think of the play-in?
So what? Okay, is the plan 7 through 10?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's so dumb because now you got teams like, you know, not battling it out because like the Heat are the 10th seed and have a 10 game lead on the Bucks. So they don't
Yep.
care.
Nope.
It's like they're in. Like when
Yep.
we went to watch the Blazer game last week, Blazers had already clinched a play-in.
That's true. Everybody's clinched in the West, so none of those
Everyone,
teams are
yeah.
playing.
Yeah, everyone's clinched on both sides because
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, where they're positioning, like some
oh,
other teams were fighting for position, like because it's a big deal to go from seventh to sixth.
No, this is hilarious though. It's like because we're watching the Pelicans, right? And I was like, they're the 11th seed. They're 12 games back
Yeah.
of the Warriors, and it gets better. Mavericks, they're they've lost 25-55, 25-55. It's like they're competing for last. It's
Oh
so
yeah.
funny. Like after the plan, it's like everybody's competing for last now. What does that tell you?
So I got it. Did you guys see Draymond's
Yeah,
comment on tanking?
yeah, yeah.
So
That was
basically,
definitely
they're
funny.
playing a game, and he's saying that they fouled the guy for no reason, just so they could lose the game.
They fight. They fouled Steph Curry at before half, like basically at the half
Right.
court line, with 3 minutes left, and they were in the penalty.
Yeah.
And
right.
Draymond's like,
Yeah, well, the NBA is actually investigating that one.
yeah.
Right. But
Draymond's like, hey, us players get fined all the time. I get fined all the time. Why can't teams for tanking? He
yeah.
said 10 teams have been doing it, and 2 have been fined.
But we know they're all tanking.
Well, actually, no. I think he said 12. I think he said 12, and only 2 have been fined.
Right. Right.
Something like that. Yeah, they're
I
all
mean,
tanking.
no, come on. All sports do it. Just to look at the Raiders
Right.
last year when
Yeah.
hey, everyone's injured and for the final few games, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's the same thing. Load management right now. Guys are hurt before the playoffs start, so they're not playing the games. They're playing every other game, I
No,
mean, they're doing the same thing. They're resting themselves.
well, I look at like let's say the Pelicans when we watched the game, Zion Williamson was out there the whole game. I'm like, no, dude, you can rest the last. You don't need to play. I need you to be actually healthy.
yeah, you should. Yeah, you shouldn't foul. You shouldn't foul Avia with 10 seconds left, right?
Oh man.
Game's over, right, Derek? Boo.
Yeah. Well, the tanking aside, I just thought that was a side note. Jump into the playoffs here. Yeah, so you got the plan. I'm not super happy about that. But as you start looking and break down the playoffs, most of the play-in teams are going to have trouble competing with the top seeds, in my opinion. So I'm not worried about them. That's why I wish they would just done 8, right? 8 and get it over with.
Well, because I mean, honestly, he, you got like 4 teams in each of it, like each conference that
Yeah.
really, that's it.
What about the
Yeah, when you look
Lakers?
at the playoff breakdown, it seems really top heavy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to put a little stock in the Timberwolves being 6. I mean, come on. It's Ant-Man.
Right, right.
There have been a few teams that made a run at the 6th spot,
Sure.
but the Hawks are dangerous at the 6. I don't understand the Raptors. For the Magic, they're not threats. Dang it, the Hornets are ninth. Come on, dude. Why did I put money on the Hornets? Come on, dude.
So you got Minnesota, which I think is a great pick. You're saying Minnesota is someone to watch out for from the
Oh
sixth
yeah.
seed.
I think Denver's vulnerable overall. They could be beat.
Okay,
You know.
nice. And then yeah, Atlanta's interesting. I would say the 76ers are dangerous. Would be the only team that I'd worry about in the East. Well, you're right. Charlotte's just crazy. The Hornets are wild. But the 76ers, you think about Embiid's back now. He's going to be playing healthy through the playoffs.
No, he's not.
Well, he was
What
just
happened?
playing.
Something happened today.
He had an appendicitis.
Oh yeah, that's what it. Oh God, that's not good.
Oh,
Ow.
man. Well, I mean, he could be back
Ouch.
for the playoffs. Come on, dude. I've had appendicitis. It's not that bad.
Yeah, but it's Joel Embiid.
Yeah, he might be out for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you're not watching out for Philadelphia then. Never mind.
Well, let's see.
I didn't even see that today. But that makes sense now when I was looking at the odds.
Well, the East
Um,
is.
yeah, I mean, the Hornets, though, are a wild story, right?
I didn't think they would drop to that position, but at the same point, it's like what they probably going to play the Pistons if they win the play-in, but the Pistons are just too good. I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think the Hornets could upset the Pistons at this point, or the Celtics. I mean, the
So
Celtics are playing really well.
the problem with playing the Hornets is that all they want to do is shoot threes, which we were talking about. That's not a good strategy, but they actually have like 5 or 6 good 3-point shooters.
Yeah,
And so it's like every game, one of them's throwing up 3 to 5 3-pointers or making 3 to 5 3-pointers a
yeah,
game.
Hmm.
Problem is LaMelo's shooting 25 of them a game.
yeah. Well, that's why I just threw like $10 on them to maybe win the title.
So I like them a little.
$2,000 if they win.
Who are you liking, Derek?
Well, going back to Embiid for a second, I did some stat research. The average player misses 2 to 4 weeks for appendicitis, averaging about 23 days out.
Yeah,
So he might get second round, back in second
Yes.
round.
But they are in the play. Will be in the play-in, so they have to do the play-in then the first round.
Yeah, I mean, they can win the play-in without Embiid. They're not beating the Celtics, Pistons, Knicks, though.
Well, they might beat the Knicks.
No,
They're
no
the Knicks
chance.
yeah.
I think the Knicks are best in the East.
Knicks beat the Celtics today, Wes.
That's my prediction for the
Jeez, they
East. I
beat the
I believe the Knicks
Celtics.
are coming out of the East.
Uh oh.
Cade Cunningham's hurt, right?
He just came back, but he's not that healthy. He's back, but
Well, and then for like Denver reminds me of like Minnesota or OKC, the beginning. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Remember, we're like, oh, they're so good, and then they lost in like, wasn't OKC lost to Denver, wasn't it? The year Denver won, or
Yeah,
was it?
years back. Yeah.
Or was it they lost to Dallas, right?
Oh, was that the fight? Remember the viral fight?
It was
Uh,
Luka's last year with Dallas. Remember they made that run?
yeah, right. And they played the Celtics, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't OKC or Minnesota was the 1 seed, right?
Jeez, I don't even remember. You're going back in my time. I have to look that up.
But I'm just saying, at the beginning of the OKC run, they were great in the regular season and then choked in the playoffs. And I think that's what's going to happen to Detroit. That's what I mean, it's history.
Okay.
They're inexperienced. They're not that experienced in this position, And the Knicks are, they've been around it. They've been in the second round. They've made, and the Celtics, of course, but yeah, I think everyone's also sleeping on the Cavs too a little.
No, yeah, I mean, I think the Celtics are the most dangerous to the Knicks personally. Pistons, they're a two-man game for the most part. I just don't think their, offsite players are as good as the Knicks. If I'm going to take Duncan Robinson or OG, who do you want? Like, that's a pretty easy choice to me. So I just think they beat them a little bit on overall as a roster. But the
Yeah.
Celtics have a good roster, though, and that's the problem. But the Celtics they're going to be streaky. So if they get hot in the playoffs, that might be New York's downfall
Well,
because you're
and
not
that's
beating the Celtics when they're hot. Just you're not.
right. And that's the thing is it would be the Celtics Knicks in the second round.
Right. And so you'll find out early. So it might be better for New York before they get on a roll.
Wow. You
Because they
just
start shooting the lights out. What are you going to do? How are you going to stop that? With
Well,
Brown and Tatum, and then now you've got all these Pritchard and all these guys coming off the bench just raining threes.
and the Knicks beat them tonight.
Yeah, I mean, end of season games, maybe they're playing hard, maybe not, but it's playoff time is when we'll find out, right?
Well, Jalen Brown hurt?
he's probably just not even
Well,
playing.
everybody's hurt all the time right now, so it's hard to tell because they just want to take games off.
Well, it's like he's not even on the roster though.
So he's day to day, which means when I want to play, I'll play until the playoffs.
I love this. Kneppel, top 2 3-point uh, 3-pointers made in the NBA. Both
Yeah.
were Hornets. Kneppel
Right.
and Belt Ball.
Isn't that wild?
They just jack up threes.
That's all they do. It's so fun to watch. But you're like, man, this isn't basketball, but this is cool.
Yeah, with any other team, it'd be annoying. It's like they're shooting too many trees, but it's like
No, because they got Bridges and now they got Kobe White. It's like they're just jacking them up.
they're like the Globetrotters of threes.
Yeah.
Just how many?
Which probably means they're gonna lose in the play.
Well, so Derek, we already know you're picking the Knicks most likely. What are you picking in the West?
Oh, I mean, it'd be foolish not to pick OKC.
It's bold, but I mean, they look really good,
Yeah, I mean, okay, so what we got? We got the Nuggets, who West thinks might lose in the first round or
right?
lose to, the Lakers are
Timberwolves,
um you got Wimby, that's cool, but OKC has I don't know, I hate saying that, but Chet to actually guard him. And they got Jalen Williams and they've got, you know, the best player in the NBA right now.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question about that.
Yeah.
Do you think it comes down to 1-2 Spurs and Thunder in the Western Conference Championship?
Well, I'm just looking, I think OKC matches up well against the Spurs. Um, I think I'm unlike Wes, I think it will be OKC Denver in the Eastern
Oh,
Conference,
so
Western
Denver is
Conference.
going to beat Minnesota, then beat the Spurs.
I mean the second best player in the NBA is on the Nuggets.
Yeah. Yeah, and that might, yeah, I mean, he's just so good. He brings so much to the court. That's going to be tough but I did see them play, right? It's, Jokic changes Wemby's game a little bit, but I think he can adjust to it. So that's going to be a tough one. I was thinking about that for a second. I like Minnesota's chances. I like what Wes is talking about that too, because you're right. Not only do you have, Anthony Edwards, but you have Julius Randle. You've got a lot of good supporting cast and Reed and Divancino and then you got a pretty good center defense rebounder in Rudy Gobert, right? So Minnesota's no walk in the park. But can they really beat Denver, Wes?
They can. I don't know if they will. I mean, it's Jokic. I mean, that's the deciding factor is, does how much support is he going to get? He's going to do most of everything. He just needs players to step up. I just think Ant-Man is out to prove something.
Right.
I don't think he's going to make it through the gauntlet of, like you can take down Denver, but you get to the second round, like it would be a gauntlet. I would still have to take the Thunder at this point.
I mean, it's really hard to disagree, right? They got experience now. They're really playing well as a team. Obviously, you only lose 16 games all season, but you just watch them play, and it looks like every team's in trouble when they start the game.
Yeah. I mean, Chet the other night, he had like 30 points, 13 rebounds, and 4 blocks. He's got blocked, that one block, just nasty, dude. I was like, of course, Wemby's Wemby, but Chet's Chet. And
Yeah.
it's like, he could neutralize Wemby enough. And I don't think the Spurs have enough.
Oh man, it's so tough because have you
It's
watched much of the Spurs? They look really good.
yeah, I've watched almost every game because I want to watch Wemby just
Yeah.
sit there and play Nerf basketball. It's like us in my living room, dude. We're like kids. We thought we were cool. We don't have to jump. The ball's like this big.
I know.
It's insane.
It's funny.
Well, I'm gonna be an old head here. Could you imagine though those two, Wemby or Chet, playing against Shaq?
Right.
What about Oakley and Mason and Malone, Karl Malone? I mean, he's going to take one look at Chet and it's like, here's an elbow to the rib. You're out for the season. Like, it's just a different game.
It
Back
is.
when
It's a
you
different
could-
era. It's all different,
Yeah.
right? And it's such a
Bill
circular
Laimbeer would just break
conversation.
Chet in half, dude.
Just think, like if Shaq was playing nowadays, how dominant he
yeah.
would be.
Right.
You're not stopping that. Yeah.
There's
have-
got to be another Shaq out there, though, right?
There's got to be.
Well,
we
there
should
never
be out
has
there
been.
looking-
I mean, there's only been one Shaq.
I should go out, be like Nick Nolte, and go out there and try to go down and try
There's
to
got to
find
be
the next
another
Shaq,
one, though,
dude.
right? Somewhere in the world.
See, and this is
There
what
has
I
to
don't
be.
get. It's
Blue
like,
chips, man.
and I'm gonna sound like an old head, but it's like, okay, 3-pointers are great, but if you have someone in that post,
Right.
it opens up 3-pointers.
The game's
It does.
gone. The game is gone.
But
They
dude,
don't play
you
that.
post someone up, you can't like Shaq. You can't stop him, so you have to double team him,
Right.
which opens up open
Well,
shots.
it would be almost like if you replace Chet with Shaq, that would be like the Kobe. Like, I mean, because Shea is what I like about Shea is he just doesn't jack up threes. He's got that, he has kind of that somewhat Kobe game.
You're not
like, I'm
stopping
gonna
him
hit
if he wants to get to the basket, you're not stopping him.
Yeah. It's like he has such a great, inside 15 feet game. It's yeah, if you had Shaq, it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna roll up on Shea. Okay, I'll just lob to Shaq. Just it's what Kobe and Shaq did. You can't. Good luck stop. You could jack up all the threes you want. You're not stopping that.
Well, Chet can catch some alley-oops. He's
I
pretty
would do it
solid at
more.
that. He's a dunker.
I would do it more. I would be like Wemby. He could do that.
He's dunking everywhere on everybody.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't be if they were putting some hard fouls on him.
Right. Derek is just, I mean, so first of all, you are an old head, so it's not like you're going to sound like one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's such a different game these days because it's all the stretched floor, right? And your bigs are now have to be multi players. They have to be able to play wing and center and all this. So it's just a different game. It's so different. But
They took
there
the
is some good
power
parts about
out
that.
of power forward.
What's that?
They took the power out of power forward. There's no more power. There's no more. They're all twigs.
Well, they're shooters. I mean, how was Shaq's 3-point percentage?
He didn't
Did he
need
have
one.
one?
I don't know. I was just wondering if anybody knew.
But think about someone like if Sabonis played nowadays. He'd jack up some threes.
Oh, he would, and he would make them too. He'd like he'd be like, okay, let's fake the three, then go in and do a finger roll, or get in the lane and do a sky hook, or pass it. Dude, Sabonis would just destroy
Well,
this.
and thinking about it, like Bill Beer would have been a stretch four nowadays because he could.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, he's an interesting character, Bill Lambier. Because it doesn't feel like he was ever really good at anything. He was just kind of good enough at everything.
But he had range. That's the thing
Yeah,
though.
he
Back
could shoot outside a
then,
little bit.
yeah, they didn't want you doing that. Like, think about that.
No.
If players back then were said, "Okay, we want you to do that," then you'd have people like Patrick Ewing jacking up threes. He could do it.
Well, now, yeah, because there's so much three-point shooting and it's faster game, it's like the old Nuggets now. Remember the
But they don't even
Nuggets?
score that much.
When they want to, they do.
Gosh, what the Paul Westphal, they were
Right.
putting what, 180?
I don't know. We'd have to run the numbers because this is just anecdotal at that point. I wonder what the points per game has done over the years.
Well, we know in the 90s it went down.
Yeah. But it looks like they're running, anywhere at least above 110 for almost every team, 120 for the high teams. Everybody's except the Nets, who are just awful. I don't know if you've watched any Nets games, but man, it's not worth your time. All right, but we got to wrap up NBA here because we're going to talk a little baseball and then we'll jump into movies. So I think we're all saying OKC in the West. West, did you pick an East? Who do you got?
Celtics.
Celtics. I love it. And I think I'm going with the Knicks. I'm guessing, Derek, you're going with the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really that confident, but I don't really. It's a
You
kind
don't have
of,
a choice, dude.
yeah, I'm gonna go Knicks, but I don't think besides OKC and then like maybe San Antonio, I don't think there's many dominant teams this year.
No, there's not. It actually should be a pretty good playoffs for the top seeds, I think. I think they're gonna have some really good series once 1 through 4 start playing. But I still think, yeah, it will come out on top.
Well, the problem is, aren't the Lakers four right now?
Lakers are
Those are
5 right
five.
now,
Oh, okay.
It
but
dropped to five.
they'll
They're
be back
done.
and forth with Houston here. There's still a few games left.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess they're beating Golden State right now, the
Yeah.
Lakers, by a lot. Jeez.
Well, because these teams aren't even playing, and it's really annoying to watch.
Yeah.
Not just to watch them, but then like your stats and your props are all messed up. And
Yeah.
man, let's get to the playoffs already. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna do a play-in, like do it before the season officially ends.
Yeah. Because it's kind of dumb.
Yeah,
Ronnie James should not be getting um, 16 minutes a game.
right.
Well, unless something changed, I got the Lakers four here.
Well, I don't know if they're counting tonight's game. This is just what their ESPN showing right now is 13 to 13 and a half.
Oh. Oh yeah, well that's big just because yeah, they'll be tied then.
Right. And then two
Because
games to go, I
they
think.
haven't played the same amount of games.
Yeah, and then both teams have 2 left.
Yeah, let's see.
All right, so you can check that. I'm pulling up baseball right now because we got the start of the baseball season, and this is a new era for us. We
New
are
era.
we're talking baseball. I mean, you tell me, how much baseball have we talked?
Well, I'll quickly tell you, the Lakers have the Jazz as their last game, and they got the Sun and the Jazz, where the Rockets at the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies. So they both play a playoff team and both play a horrible team.
Yeah. Well, they're going to play each other anyway, though. So they're 4 and 5, right?
No, well, do they? I guess you're three. Yeah, you're right. I guess are they going to play for home field though,
Yeah. Who gets the
or
home
home
court
court?
advantage? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely want that in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure, historically, the home team still is winning more often than not. All right, so let's jump here into. We're not gonna do a lot of baseball. We're just gonna this is a new introduction to it. Like I said, talking a lot. So we have our resident expert, the Big Smooth. I mean, without digging in too deep, um, how much different are baseball seasons going to be one over another? Like, so the teams that did really well last year, are they going to carry that over this year, or is there something big that changes?
No, excuse me. Ah, normally you're going to have your teams like the Yankees are good, the Dodgers are good, the Brewers are good.
Tigers.
Huh?
Tigers, but they're doing bad right now.
Yeah, Tigers aren't. Guardians have been the ones that are normally good. Um, the Braves have been down, but they've been injured a lot. Now they're healthy. The Mets are always up and down. Plus, they have a bunch of new people, so I think it's going to take them a little bit of time. It's so weird with baseball because you can start off good, and then by All-Star game, all of a sudden you could like be horrible after that.
Like the Pirates, like every year. Like, man, the Pirates are gonna do something. Oh no, no.
So,
They don't even get to the All-Star break. They're just like,
Yeah.
so does a fast start to the season matter? Like you're looking at the games, you're 12 games in right now. Is this do teams even think about that? Does that even matter?
I don't think so. A lot of the times it's a misnomer because right now you got teams like um the Red Sox are 4-8, the Mariners are 4-9. A lot of people, experts are picking the Mariners to go to the World Series.
Right.
So,
well, the
Well, they have a good
Mariners,
team.
they're hitting. No, they're hitting just like they're big three. They're averaging under two.
Right.
Like,
So they're starting the season in a hitting slump.
well, yeah, I
right.
mean, Cal Raleigh hit like crap in the World Baseball Classic too. So was he a one-hit wonder?
Yeah,
Maybe.
he 21 strikeouts already this season. Like
Wow.
one home run, like 143 ERA. It's like that's hideous.
Is he just like going for it all, swinging for the fences every time?
Yeah.
Probably,
I mean, that's a lot of strikeouts, right?
right.
That's what 21 strikeouts already. But it's funny just looking at the standings because I looked at it a couple hours ago. I'm like, there's just like it's just all bunch. Everybody's just bunched together. But that's baseball. It's there's 160 something games. Like there's only
162.
been like 12 or 13 games played. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's just way early.
So we know there's runs, slumps, and then like all-star breaks and coming out strong after the break. Stat wise, how effective is building a strong stat base for them with ERAs, RBIs, batting averages, things like that early in the season? Like, do guys have big turnarounds late in the season in stats, or do you need to start well to have a really good stat season?
Well, it depends. Well, there's lots of different players. Some like not this year because I think we've had a relatively warmer year, but some states like Chicago or something, hitters takes a little longer because it's colder. But it's all on the players. Some players have start strong and then fade. Others have it's crazy. There will be some that are like, oh, in June they're a 300 batting average, but the rest of the year they're like 260.
Right. And so, do you see that a lot? I mean, I don't know. We don't have the stats on it, but what's more common for people to come out hot and fade, or start strong, weak and get strong?
Well, it's a lot of times it's interest. The younger players usually start off strong but then fade
Hmm.
because of the 162 games. Because it's a marathon. It's not
Yeah.
um could be like older players might start off strong but fade because their body is breaking down. So I mean, it just all depends on the individual and what they're um. You had pitchers before who are all stars at the All-Star break and then just fall off the map in the second
Right.
half of the season.
Well, yeah, like I said, we're not going to do a ton of baseball, but it's great we get more into it. What I want to do, is do top three teams you think might make the or win the World Series. So any teams you could think about. As I was thinking about this, so I'll go while you guys kind of mull it over. Like like Derek, you said before, it's like how can you not put the Yankees in there? You feel like they're good every year. They look pretty good this year as well. They were right there before in previous years. So I'd pick the Yankees as one, and then you can't, let the Dodgers go. So now you're like, oh man, I made these two easy picks. But then after that, for me, it looks pretty open, right? I think you could say those two teams have a good chance, and then who
Philly.
else knows?
I would give a little bit. I'd say Philly might be in that third spot, just as a preseason, like just preseason. But again, it's that third spot to me is wide open. You know, Dodgers, Yankees, Phillies,
Maybe Philly.
Tigers, Guardians.
Well, yeah, I mean, Philly's got Schwarber. He can get hot. He's not starting great, but he's got 3 home runs, actually. He's not bad.
I mean, you got can't the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are still good.
Blue
Right,
Jays,
right.
yeah, the Blue Jays. I mean,
Um,
So let's see. Blue Jays,
Milwaukee.
5-7.
Milwaukee is like that team that you're like, you look at their team, you're like, they're not going to be good, and then they're just good every year.
well, their payroll is just so ridiculously. They get so much value out of their players. You know, like they just came out of nowhere at the end of the season last year. It's like, whoa, they're game. I put some money on them. I was like, might as well.
Well, they had the best record in Major League Baseball.
Yeah. Like they're out to a good start. They had great last year. And then, so, I mean, maybe they squeeze into that top three or top two, right?
Yeah,
So Dodgers, Brewers, Yankees. Is that what we're going with?
I don't know about the Yankees, but it's kind of hard, and this is kind of homerish to say, but it's like the Dodgers and everyone else.
Okay.
I mean, people get mad, but yeah, they have the top rotation and probably the top batting order in baseball. Both. They got both.
And they're really good. That helps.
Yes. And they're deep. They have the depth. They have one of the best farm systems too. So it's
Right.
like, oh, sorry, Mookie Betts is hurt. Okay, we'll just, call up somebody and then
So you would be like, no doubt right now, Dodgers win it.
well, yeah, but I know how things go. They should. On paper, it should be the
Okay.
top. On
Well, you got to
paper,
commit though. You got to commit
it's
to it.
on paper, there's no reason that the Dodgers don't win in another World Series, except for the fact that how often do you win back to back to back?
Right. Well, you heard it here first. Dodgers are winning, right?
Oh, well,
From
tons of people have already said
no,
that.
I know.
Yeah, it's like
No, but this is the first time you heard it on here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get back to more baseball next week with the sports update. Um, any last words on playoffs, March Madness, baseball?
I'm, I'm excited. We got this is what the week. You got the Masters coming up. You got
Masters started today.
yeah. You got baseball. You got the NBA playoffs coming. What, 2 weeks till the draft?
Yeah, we don't have football.
2 weeks to the draft. We got what's it? The USFL, right?
Oh, no, it's not football.
the UFL. It's the
Or the
UFL.
But
UFL.
we got to celebrate what we have. You're right. Like, be excited about what you got and hope for a good playoffs from the NBA playoffs. We had a good, for the most part, I think March Madness tournament was fun to watch, even with the debacle of a championship game.
Oh yeah, like just the whole UConn coming back to beat Duke was
Oh,
amazing.
yeah. There's some exciting things, and you can't lie. Iowa was a cool story. Even though they beat your team, it's still,
Or
they did
like
a
just
lot for a 9 seed,
the St. John's last second shot.
right? Yeah, yeah. That was a great one, too.
Dude, the what UNC not UNC because they sucked.
Yeah,
Uh
them losing.
Kentucky. The Kentucky game.
Yep. And High Point winning. Like, there was a lot of stuff. All right. Well, we'll wrap it there. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.